using a conduit hasn't changed. But getting one now is a lot easier. First, let's talk about how we can get the materials so you can make one yourself. To craft the conduit, you're going to need a Heart of the Sea and 8 Nautilus shells. Out of all of these, the Heart of the Sea is probably the trickiest to get, but it's not too difficult if you stick to it. To find a Heart of the Sea, you're going to need to locate a sunken ship. Inside the sunken ship, you'll find a treasure chest, and inside those, you'll find a buried treasure map. Once you have your map, it's going to look something like this with a red X marking where the treasure will be. When looking for the buried treasure, you'll know you're getting close when the map starts filling in. Once you see your player on the map like so, all you have to do is lead yourself to the X and dig around in that general area. This is actually easier said than done, but I've actually been having crazy luck with buried treasure maps. But there are other methods you can use in order to find them. One option would be using a website like Chunkbase, but that's up to you. So for now, we're just going to dig down. Once you find it, you'll look inside and you'll see all the treasures that you've been looking for, including a Heart of the Sea. One way to get Nautilus shells is by finding a drown that's holding one. Another way is by finding this lovely aquatic creature, the Nautilus. Taking one of these guys out gives you a chance at getting a Nautilus shell, but it is pretty rare. To increase your chances, I recommend putting looting 3 on your weapon of choice. Once you have your materials, take them to a crafting table, place the Heart of the Sea in the center, and place your 8 Nautilus shells along the outside to get a conduit. Like I said before, the conduit on its own is not that special. You're going to need to put a ring of prismarine around it with a 3x3 grid in the middle. I'm going to go ahead and place my conduit here and take out this block, and it should activate, and up in the top right corner, you'll see that we now have conduit power. Now, let's really quickly talk about conduit power. When you obtain conduit power, you gain these effects. And a nice thing about conduit power is that it affects all players that come in contact with rain and water when near a conduit. So, have you used the conduit before? Or are you going to start using it now? Let me know in the comments down below. You also can use other variants of prismarine such as dark prismarine, prismarine bricks, or even sea lanterns. And the easiest way to get prismarine and its variant blocks is from... What the heck am I saying? And the easiest way to get prismarine and its variant blocks is from an ocean monument. I also want to clarify that the conduit must be in water. If you try to do this above the water, it's not going to work at all. The highest you can have it is where the prismarine is just sticking out of the water like so, but you can clearly see the conduit is still powered. And very similar to the beacon, if we add additional structure blocks, the effects will have a wider range of effect. So right now, this is the very minimum of blocks that you need, because if I take one out, it's going to deactivate the conduit. I'll go ahead and place that back in, and I'm also going to go ahead and build this frame on this side, going like so, adding it on the opposite side, and adding in a ring to connect up every side. With that, that is our completed conduit frame. When a conduit has its max frame blocks put in, it will damage hostile mobs that are nearby. So if you're building underwater, a conduit might be a great thing to have. Also, a really cool fact about the conduit is that it emits a light level of 15 whether it's activated or not, including when it's placed on land. And with that, that's all the time I have for you today, guys. If you guys like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya!